first we rockin', that's how we roll. Rock is hot cause it's stick that don't. Tough as diamonds, no sticks and stones.
That's connected like tic-tac-toe.
Lights go out and my pack just grow. Opposition, my brain, my foes. Game of hunger, I bring that smoke.
You don't want no smoke.
Thanks out, attack on 3, that's a man down. I've been throwing these paws like a handout. Too many captain, I be losing head count. Sit a red dot. I like to cook so I humble my dinner. My appetite only get bigger and bigger. If I too wolf then it must be a thriller. Woke up in blood so I must be a killer.
No way out when it fades out. Can't hide in the dark. Cause when the moonlight on the full rise is going down, nothing can stop or endanger us. So don't play with us, could be dangerous. So run if you hear the sound, the sound. Cause that's how we howl.
Walk on a rooftop like a wolf, I move like Nat Geograph with a zoom shot. Hoorah, huddle up, bring in the whole squad. These places not for you to reenact. First down and you know how we adapt. Touchdown and you know how we impact. Caught the throw, got the goal. Rewind the video, do it when you get it, run it back. You unleash the beast, call it Wolfgang cause we back to feast. Call it first hand, a new type of breed, never sees, I got mouths to feed. Listen to hear the howling, sound of a couple thousand hours. Now to feel surrounded, I move with silence. Group like a group of wilders, no choice but to choose the violence.
Can't break out, no escape route, there's nowhere to hide. It's close to midnight and the night skies come hunting down. Nothing can stop or endanger us. If you anger us, could be dangerous. So run if you hear the sound, the sound. Cause that's how we howl. That's how we howlin', growlin', wildin'. That's how we howlin', growlin', wildin'. Where are you now? Welcome to the world where the strongest won't survive. Too late to run away, you better kneel and pray. We're howling in the dark. That's how we howlin', growlin', wildin'. That's how we howlin', growlin', wildin'. Where are you now?
Yeah, I've been here waiting, looking at him, trying to catch up, take it how you wanna take it. Left the place in panic, left to take another planet, left to make another statement. XG, baby, say the names right, spell it out so you can learn it. Cause metal toss when it's turning, cause metal fire when it's burning. Can tell we all made it work for us, made it, but we had to work for it. Work, 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 so perfect that it hurt, don't it? Surf on them, right away, right away, right away. Cause we had the right away, bye, 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 flying past, then we fly away in the outer space.
Drop top in a coupe bus, I wanna hop up out of this plane. Look at my fit right now when I just walked out of my bed. Fix my hair and fix my makeup on the way. Bound to the next stop, bound for the grain, make 'em bow down to the X.
A little more than ordinary, honorary, underestimated, leaving all you broke. I'm the judge and jury, I don't wanna hear it, I'm the one that fear and keep it on the low. This is automated, I'm the motivator, told my haters y'all more the merrier. Y'all my entertainment, fascinated, I'm just laughing cause it's so hilarious. Let her go with a big mouth, smoke with a big house, yeah, big watch on the wrist now, I just started that flow now, just now, put a little more down for the bust down, went on tour when I bust into the bus down, everything custom now, friends rushing out, security had to push me out. 48 laws of power, let her go with a big motor on a kid though, Watch me rip though, watch me snap like Motorola flip phone, I don't wanna hit you this hard on an intro, bring that bounce like 6-4. Find me in Tokyo, rapping in a skirt, are you catch my drift though?
Woke up looking like this, so don't get under my skin. Woke up looking like this. Woke up looking like this, so don't get under my skin. Woke up looking like this.
Yeah, life flex, go easy. Tag it up, graffiti, drop a pin to add it, that's where I go. Rip the show and that's all I know, I'm supervision. Y'all just built on superstations, watch me do everything, everywhere, all at once, all the time, all around the world. Woke up looking like this, so don't get under my skin. Don't. XGALX, and that's the name of the shit. That's it. Damn mother wolf, so don't make fun of my kids. We all family stand tall now, so don't talk down to my kid. Hey, welcome to the party, floating like it's Mardi Gras, yeah. You can call me Harvey, but I'm not your Barbie doll, yeah. Party, ha, laughing at him while we blast away. Black on black, our face all packed away,
C to the LC, oh that's me, Lord have mercy. Young queen better act like an onion. Young blood but I'm built like an OG. Gotta lift weight for the bags, looking real fit for the mags. Animal wolf in the pack, so it's just wolf in the tag. Woke up looking like this, so don't get under my skin. Woke up looking like this. Woke up looking like this, so don't get under my skin. Woke up looking like this.
Alright, y'all. Oh man, what is good? What's good? Welcome. Welcome. We back with another episode of the Lightning Round podcast. I hope y'all have been doing well. Hope y'all have been taking care of each other, taking care of one another. We back with another episode. So hope y'all doing good. Hope y'all been taking care. Hope y'all been eating well. My bad, cause Thanksgiving um had just happened like literally on Thursday. So I didn't do lightning round. I don't think I did lightning round on this Tuesday, but I figured, you know what, why not? We'll just try to get it out the way Saturday, and here we are. You're probably wondering, what does this mean for the other episode? For the rest of the day, what am I going to be doing throughout the rest of the day? When this is over, when this podcast episode is over, I will be trying to do some gaming because we haven't really, besides Yu-Gi-Oh, we haven't really done much gaming. So I'm gonna be doing some Battlefield. I'm gonna be doing some Lost Judgment as promised. So that's gonna be the plan. We're 3 episodes away from our historic milestone. We're hitting triple digits on 100 episodes. So we're 3 more episodes off. So of course we have some things to talk about for today, as usual. We have the NFL shit to talk about. We have we have to talk about some stuff that's going on with Nintendo again, and hopefully this will be the last time I'll talk about things with Nintendo. Because I'm going to be honest, it's getting very fatiguing having to talk about Nintendo and their bullshit. Like, I gotta call it for what it is. Because the only thing that's been going on with Nintendo as of late is it's been trending down and down and down and down and showing no signs of coming up for air and doing some good in the world. And they're not the only ones. They're clearly not the only ones. Of course, with going on with Microsoft and Windows going on, I'm gonna have to cover that as well. I won't have a tweet any. Well, yeah, I will have a tweet pertains to what's going on with them. Um, but they're not the like I said, they're not the only ones. There's more than that with companies that's looking like they're trending in the worst direction possible, and they're not looking like they're trying to get better. So yeah, they're definitely one of the ones we're gonna cover for today. Let me turn on the. There's one thing I forgot to turn on. Let me make sure, because I have a feeling today we're absolutely gonna need it with what we want to talk about and discuss. There you go. That's the bot that's on. So other than that, how was everyone's Thanksgiving? Let's start from there. What did y'all eat for Thanksgiving? Because I'm pretty sure not everyone posted their food pictures. And that's completely fine. For me, obviously, y'all know I did, cause I did. So, yeah, there's that. But yeah, like what y'all eat, what y'all had to drink for Thanksgiving, something like that's always important. Want to check up on y'all to make sure y'all doing good. Kuma, you're the reason why I'm in the XG. I got you to thank, brother. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. You putting me on XG is a godsend, considering I'm already looking forward to them when they perform over here at The Voice. I think this is what their first one of their first like live TV US appearance. So I've never heard them perform. Well, I never really heard them perform live before. So hopefully I'll get that opportunity to. If they ever have a concert here in Philly, I would definitely love to be a part of it. Um, but yeah, I would definitely love. I definitely can't wait to see it when they come here, when they come to the U.S. when they perform on The Voice. I think it's what, December 16th, 14th, or the 16th. That's when they made the news that they was gonna be performing one of their songs there. So for you, I have you to thank. Thank you very much for putting me on this amazing group. Let's see. Put that all the way last. There we go. I'm gonna see if I could find it real quick while I got the time. I'm gonna see if I could find it when it goes to this Situation. I don't think I will be able to find it. Oh shit. All right. Okay. Well, I'm not sure if I'll be able to find it, but I would love to find it. For what I was talking about. Did you go on the XG music rabbit hole after I sent Howling? Yes, I did. Yes, I absolutely did. I went into that rabbit hole like a motherfucker. And I think I have a couple of their songs downloaded already. The ones that, some of it were R&B, but it's their rap music that caught my attention the most. I went into that rabbit hole and I said, yo, like, Woke Up is just as good as Howling in my opinion. Their mixtapes that they did, where they took certain songs and they just said, fuck it, we're just gonna go off. That was very good. Especially Coca-Cola, that's her name. When she went the whole Jay-Z route, I was fucking shook. I said, holy shit, she's not playing around. Like, it's one thing, like, that took balls to do that, to take some shit from, Jay-Z, and she just said, fuck it, we gonna pay homage. And of course, they just recently did a song, one of them just recently did a song with Rhapsody. I think it was Jurin that did a song with Rhapsody, to set the bar for the next album. And it's like, holy shit, that was very good. To be able to hang with Rhapsody like that was pretty damn nice. So yeah, there's girls, man. They talented as hell. I can't wait to see what else they're gonna do in the future, especially with that album coming out. But knowing they got that album coming out, knowing they're gonna be on The Voice, like, they're looking like they're slowly but surely trending upward. And I think the one thing I like the most about them is, they keep their shit quiet. So there's that. They're not really loud, outspoken, or anything like that. They just say fuck it and just do the music. All right. Well, in that case, we'll talk more about it in a little later. So right now we got some shit we need to cover. First things first, we're gonna get the gaming shit out of the way. So, with that being said, let's get started. Right now, for what the hell's going on here, we got gaming to talk about, y'all. Per usual. Imagine my shock. Gaming, 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 and it's not looking very good at all. So, we got this whole AI business going on here, okay? Now let's talk about it with one of the ones that is the most lethal, most lethal right now. And it's what's going on with RAM. I'm getting real sick and tired of this popping up. Can I make sure that this goes away? Like, holy shit, I need this to go away. So it says from here that bought RAM in March 2025 for $93. You looked at the prices on 11/18/25 for the same exact item, and it was $260. 179% price increase. So this was the RAM they bought, which was 32 gigabytes way back when. And now you have RAM prices spiking like crazy. Like, it's out of control with how bad these RAM prices have gotten. Like, just putting down this keywords AI RAM and you'll see it's terrible. Like, it's actually terrible. I don't know why this is not working out. It will now. So as you can see, look at this shit. Look at this shit. The fucked up part is, yep, and this goes to the point. That we don't really hate on the AI bubble enough to ruin graphics cards. I don't think they've ruined graphics cards yet, but they're getting ready to ruin graphics cards. But yeah, you can see it here. Say Vengeance, RGB. Look at this shit. $1,220, bro. $1,220. And then you got this same exact piece of RAM. This costs $234. This is just DDR5 RAM. Now, granted, DDR4 ain't safe either. Like, hold up. Let me see if I can go on Amazon real quick. Let me see if I can go on Amazon real quick and see if I could look up that exact RAM that I bought. And if I can't find it, then let me see. Damn, I can't find it from here. I swear I bought it not too long ago. I probably did, but not from here. Okay, Corsair Vengeance DDR4. Oh, shot. This is actually not bad. This ain't hit it yet. Well, this one right here. This one right here is not bad. But that's not the one, that's not the one I'm looking for. The one I have is 64. The one I have is DDR4. But yeah, as you can see, it's definitely not looking good. It's not looking too good, too hot. You saw RAM go for 900. Hey, look, that's essentially what that RAM is that I just showed off with that Corsair. Look, this is essentially that price. This is essentially that price. 64 gigabyte of RAM, just like that. Whew, fuck that. I know I got it somewhere. See, but yeah, as you could see, 331, 667, 194. And I wanted the one that didn't have RGB on it, so I said, fuck it, I'll take that. Hold on, let me see when I go on here, when I go on my new tab, y'all won't be able to see it, but yeah, it says here my RAM is 64 gigs, so it says 62.72, but still that counts as 64 gigs. I don't give a fuck. Even Valve is calling out the bullshit, as they fucking should. As they fucking should, because you know we know what Valve is about, and trust me, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna talk a little bit, just a little bit about Valve, not a whole lot. But then again, I know for a fact if I talk about it now, it's practically gonna be repeating the same thing over and over again. What I asked y'all about was about the Steam machine and what price you think it is, and part of it makes me think, because of what we have going on with this crazy increase in RAM prices, that look, first off, in general, I said it when I did the podcast an episode or two ago. I said that the Steam machine wasn't gonna cost any more than it wasn't gonna cost like $500. It was probably gonna be around $650 to $700. But and it still might be that, but I think because of what's going on with this RAM situation, it might be a little higher, because they're the ones that's suffering a little bit. They got to be ones that's suffering a little bit off of this too. So yeah, man, this shit going on right now with the RAM situation, it's terrible. So I'll say this, if you're looking forward to getting a PC right now, your best bet, if you even want RAM, your best bet right now is actually getting a pre-built PC. So let's take at least to get, more bang for your buck at this point, your best chance is getting a pre-built PC. Because at this point, if you're reaching to the price of an actual PC, why would I do that? And instead, you could just go buy a new PC off rip. You know what I mean? I'd rather you just do that. Look at this, $550. Like you're reaching that fucking level. 32 gigabyte of RAM with this one right here. Even though that's $2,000 still, at least you're getting your money's worth. You're getting something out of it. You know what I mean? So, this is the level that, that's getting, and people were probably wondering, how long is this going to last? Is this going to last forever? I wouldn't say forever, but it's definitely long term. From what I'm hearing with these shortages don't last till these shortages only last for about 3 to 4 years. So we're gonna be going through it for a little bit when it goes to the whole RAM shortage situation. But what scares me the most is eventually it's gonna not only hit, it's gonna hit the graphics cards, it's gonna hit them, and it's gonna hit everything that's PC related. That's what I'm afraid of. Graphics cards, CPUs, whatever. And here's how I look at it: if it hits them, it's gonna hit the consoles too, because consoles need that PC power. They need the CPUs, they need the GPUs, they need the RAM. So don't be shocked if the PlayStation 6 or Xbox whatever costs around a little bit higher than usual. It already costing high enough as it is just for a regular PS5. So imagine what it's gonna be, right? Imagine what it's gonna be when you're trying to get a PlayStation 6. It's gonna be at least like $700 to $800. It's gonna be around the price of the Steam machine. So we're now at this point in time in life that we're getting up this level, and it's a little scary to be a gamer right now. The best thing you have going on right now for gaming is if you invest your money wisely, if you want to get to this shit. Like, either that or you better pray to God that, you go on eBay and you find what you're looking for cheap. That's your best option. That's your best bet. So, for anyone trying to get into PC gaming, I wish you the best of luck. And if you're already in PC gaming like I am, take care of your shit. I'm serious. Do as much maintenance as you can on it. Blow as much dust out of there. Do whatever you can, because look, you don't want to be in this era right now where getting RAM is now of serious value. So, take care of your shit. Alright, next. More with the AI bullshit. We got Epic Games boss Tim Sweeney, who thinks that stores like Steam should stop labeling games that are made with AI. It makes no sense for game stores where AI will be involved in nearly all the future production. Not all future production, for one. At least some games, example Dispatch, in my opinion, that literally come out and they say, nah, AI's for pussies, basically. And they say, look, if you're using AI, then you have no creativity whatsoever. Like, this is the level it's about to start hitting. And everybody, and like, what scares me is these companies, they're looking at the next generation of gaming with having to get these new gen consoles. But if this is what we're looking at, this ain't a good future. The future of gaming is looking bleak. If Tim Sweeney, what he says right there is true, there's no point in trying to get these next consoles right now. You're better off just leaving shit alone as it is. You're better off just playing your old consoles and having the time of your life. That's what you're better off having. Why would I want a new console right now in this day and age if every developer gets themselves involved with AI, which shows you have no creativity, you can't do shit whatsoever? And for him to say that tells me all I need to know. I would not want to use the Epic Game Store if I can help it. I barely use it as it is. So, what bothers me more, right? And this is just me. I get it, you're a CEO of a company, but who are you to go after Steam? I mean, shit, you stepped in their space. You chose to step in their space, and I think another one, Xbox, chose to step in their space as well. And y'all try to take over what they do best, and that shit flopped terribly. The second best game launcher we have is God Gaming. Like, Xbox and Epic Games is just fighting for who the fuck gonna take third place, and that third place don't matter. So that's why I find funny to me that you have a boss of a company that has a ton of money right now because of really one game looking at Fortnite. Really one game. Then he tried to tell a massive company like this ones that's been around just as long as they have, if not longer, how to handle their own business. See, case in point right there with that one comment. Like, you could learn to shut the fuck up sometimes. This man had Steam on his mind 24/7 when his own launcher can't even compete. Like, what is this? I'm happy in this case that Steam did decide to tell you, oh, okay, this game's labeled as AI. You wanna know what? Because the way how I see it is this. I'm sorry, not everyone's down with that shit. Not everyone wants a video game that's AI, that's a part of that shit. Like, I'm sorry, we actually do want to support developers out here. We actually are for these people. You know, that put their blood, sweat, and tears to work on these games every day. Their crunch time. Put their mentals at risk. Because let's be honest, having to make a game not only is, you know, story-wise, it's all in your mentals. Like, not only that, this is not even talking about creating it. And they deserve to be paid for their work. But what I find just as funny is all of this is happening with this, right? And then not only that, this right here this right here is the perfect comment. I don't know if y'all can see it, but I'll go ahead and read it off. It says, "Don't pirate our games," they screamed, while employing tools that pirate the works of millions of artists. As far as I'm concerned, once again, we have another example of pirating being morally correct. Because if you're going to sit up here and pull this shit, I have all rights to pirate your games and not think twice about it. Ubisoft is no different. Considering I think I saw some shit from them when it went to this whole AI situation too. Yup. Pretty much that's all I'm seeing is double standards. That's all I'm seeing is double standards. And then you got bullshit people like this saying AI is not part of the work of others. Bullshit. Bullshit. AI has sucked the life out of artwork so much that it's now starting to get to a level where you almost can't tell what's AI and what isn't anymore when it goes to artwork. It's getting that level of bad. It's getting that level of bad when I see Fox Sports do an AI of fucking Aaron Rodgers. But you want to sit here and tell me, see, even this is very intrusive in of itself when this constantly pops up in front of my face. But you want to sit here and tell me that AI doesn't take work away? It absolutely the fuck does. I mean, that's all it should be used for is hot takes. Is for shit posts. That's all it should be used for. But now it's getting used for way more than that. And it's scary. It's some scary shit. They're using it, the deep fake videos. Like, I saw one with a AI one with cats, and I didn't even realize it until I looked at it more closely. I'm like, yo, why would a cat do this? Using it with cats. They use it with people doing eating videos. They use it with voiceovers. Like, I'll be honest, I have one on my own, but I might actually get rid of it. And y'all know I have one of my own. Y'all know I got the one with May having the talk. But I'm tempted to even get rid of it. One, it doesn't get used, but another thing is the fact that like you can't even use it for fun anymore because people don't use it for fun. They use it to steal. Like, truly steal. and try to make money off of it. Try to get people in trouble over it. So yeah, man. All I know is it's getting to that level of terrible, and it shouldn't be used anymore. Like I said, even I'm tempted to get rid of one I got. In fact, I should. It doesn't even get used. It's used for fun if you're on iPhone. I've seen it used to make a polar bear act like it's attacking a bird, only for you to flip it, only for it to flip you to bird. I mean, yeah, something like that. Or like I said, in my case, I just use it just to fuck around, like just to have more fun shit going on. We ask it questions and we be chilling with it, but we don't like. I don't use it. I don't use it to do this. Okay. But the thing is, it's hard to even use it. Yeah, it should only be used to fuck around, right? But now it's like I don't even feel like I want to use it to fuck around anymore because everyone takes it and they use it to such a terrible extent. To it's like, look, bro, even if you was to use it, it doesn't even feel right to use it now. Like y'all use it to really fuck people up. It is what it is. Like they try to use it as a shortcut for art, which I'm gonna see if I could find it real quick. I'm gonna see if I could find it real quick. There's an artist out here that is she she's going through it. She is going through it and I feel so bad for this artist. I'm gonna find it real quick because I think I like a lot of stuff on there and some of it might be ban worthy even on the pub again. But yeah, I'm gonna see if I can find it. But yeah, it's so fucking bad, bro. To the point where like, yo, you got a whole artist having their livelihood practically being taken away from them. Give me one moment as I try to find it. But yeah, man. This shit it gets worse and worse and worse every I should say every year, even probably every year. But yeah, each time it grows and it gets terrible. So I mean, shit. I mean, at the very least, the NFL is using it for one good thing. I'll be honest with you. At least NFL is using it for one good thing. At least the NFL is using it when it goes to the measurements. You know what I mean? When it goes to like football measurements, because clearly like real life refs can't do it no more. They couldn't do it for a while now. So at the very least, them being able to use it for that, I'll take that and run with it. That's probably the one good thing that's coming out of it is the fact that it's being used to make proper, correct calls. Because clearly refs can't do it anymore. They still can't do it. They still can't make a ref call. We don't even know what a catch is thanks to a ref. We don't even know what a pass interference is thanks to a ref. We don't even know what these are. I'm still trying to find it. Give me one moment. I might have to scroll all the way down. Jesus, I like so much stuff. It's not even funny. Give me a moment. Oh, especially this Eagles game that I'm gonna cover. Like so much stuff off that. Well, what people were saying that's not making me feel any better. Probably not. Okay. I've admitted that use generative AI just to dick around, but never try to call myself an artist with it. Probably not 100% accurate, but it is acceptable. Yeah, pretty much as it should be. Yeah, but yeah, like I said, people are really taking it to, like you said, ruin livelihoods with all this. Shit, I think a person tried to make a page. They made a Patreon. They made a Patreon with it. They oh God, I'm trying to find it. They made a Patreon with it. They take they art. They just, I don't know. It's terrible. If I can't find it, then I'll just go ahead and link it afterwards. Which I don't. I'm still looking for it. If it's taking this long, then it is what it is. Let's see. Oh, oh, I thought that was it. No, I went on a full fucking thread trying to liking that person's art. Let's see. Let's see. Duly reminded for next time. I end up talking about this stuff. I'm gonna definitely make sure I get ready. Get ready to like save a couple of their stuff. Okay, well I can't find it, but yeah, once I do, I'll be able to put it in the news section. Cause I feel so terrible for this person that has to go through that. Their own art probably getting just straight up stolen from them, and they're just making money off of it. But yeah, that's all I gotta discuss with this. It's not getting any better. All right, so next we got Yakuza being in the news. While I still look for this, we got Yakuza being in the news. Not for the right reasons though. We got Yakuza 0. The original Yakuza 0 will be delisted and replaced by Yakuza 0 Director's Cut starting on December 8th. So, yeah, you have till the next 7 days, 6, 7 days, 9 days to grab the original Yakuza 0 and, get that deal. Because obviously what they have going on is they have it as a thing where the Yakuza 0 Director's Cut, Kiwami, and Kiwami 2 will be digital upgrade offers that were announced. And I get why they do this, because this is not the first time we've had a game do this before. I mean, this is absolutely not the first time we had this before. Because EA did this before when it went to Crysis, where they said, okay, if you had Crysis 1 and Crysis 2, we're going to go ahead and delist that and, give you the remastered edition. Same thing with Crysis 3. But the thing is, I wanted the original Crysis 3 only because it still had the multiplayer there. And, of course, the remastered versions, they don't have that there anymore. So, they took them all off, particularly with 2 and 3. But, yeah, this is not new. At least for me in particular, this is not new. Now, I know why they're doing this, because obviously they want more of that money, and on top of that, they want to, they just want more of that money, bro. I don't know what else I can really tell you. So as you can see here, for Yakuza 0 for PS4, Xbox One, Steam will no longer be available for new purchases starting from December 8th, 8:30 a.m. Pacific time. Those who get the digital version of Yakuza 0 for PS4, Xbox One, or Steam by December 8th may also be able to upgrade to the digital version of the Director's Cut for PS5, Xbox Series X, or Steam for $15. A significant savings from versus the usual $50 price. So they're charging $50 originally for this game. That's why I'm telling people right now, while you can, grab this, because if you ever did decide that you wanted to get this version, you just docked off like a good $30-$40 right there. So that's less of a pain in the ass for you to worry about with having to grab it all. But my thing is, I don't care about the director's cut version unless you're making. I mean, I guess if it's for visuals or if it's for extra stuff, go ahead. But this is what I do know. I don't give a damn about this. Okay? I could care less about this. I already bought it for what it was originally. I don't need a extra version just for this. I never did and I never will. Yeah, I'm looking at this here. Any pros and cons to this? I forgot. Rockstar did the same thing when it went to Grand Theft Auto. They took away specific versions of Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas just to give everyone that fucked up definitive editions that nobody asked for. Nobody expected them to do that. The games were fine as it was, but then when they released their own version, they just said, they just straight up fucked it up. And everyone just said, you know what, we're just gonna stick with the original versions that we have by other means if we have to. So this is definitely not too far off. That aside, isn't the director's cut essentially the same game? Yeah, that's basically what it is. It's just the same game added with more content. I don't even know if your data from the original game stays there. If it did, then alright, fine. I ain't got nothing to talk about. But if this isn't the case, what the fuck are we doing? You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? Why would I get something just to basically start all over with the game if my data is already there? The only time I would want to start all over it with it is if I feel like starting all over with it. So, there's that. I'm still looking for this fucking tweet. I'm so mad I can't find this shit. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm so upset I can't find it. I bet you it's gonna be one of these situations where I'll find it after the fact. One pro is it's probably gonna be really good for people who never stepped into the franchise. Oh, absolutely. In fact, that's why we're trying to get as many people into this as we can, because the way how I see it is this. I rather people get their money's worth. Instead of spend extra money for that. I mean, unless if they want to, that's one thing. But it's like, look, I'd rather you enjoy the original for all of its glory. You know what I mean? Instead of having to do all that. But again, that's basically just me. But yeah, the con plain simple is this. I don't like the idea of games delisting shit like that, but this also goes to the point, thank God for God Gaming for existing, because God Gaming, they said that they're not going to take away the original version of the game. So what they're going to do is they're just going to they're just going to keep that for you. So if you can't get it on Steam, you can get it on God Gaming. So at least you have something there. You know what I mean? They better hope that their local GameStops or other game shops have the true OG version, physical version. If they want it, now's the time. Again, goes to my point. If they want that, they have to grab it now, like right now. Because you already know what's gonna happen in the future. They're not gonna give you that version anymore. They're gonna be like, oh, here, just get the definitive version for such and such amount of dollars. Now, it might drop it's definitely going to drop in price later on, around like 30 to 40. I'm sorry, like 30 to 20, my bad, not 30 to 40. 30 to 20 is probably going to drop in price from there. I still cannot fucking find it. Oh, there it is. Now I found it. Oh, God. It took such a fucking long search. All the way up to November 24th. Here it is right here. Alright. I'll read this off of my last thing to say with the AI thing with how bad this shit has gotten. Thank God it took so fucking long for me to find it. It says right here, this is my first time making an AI call out post, so I want to make sure to include as many details as possible so that there isn't any confusion. This situation has caused me so much distress. It's drained all of the motivation to draw, and you felt sick ever since you found the account. A couple months ago, I found an account on Twitter named A Mizika. Yeah. A Mikuza. Okay. Immediately, it was clear that they were posting AI generated content primarily trained on my art from 2023 to 2025. Wow. To summarize, the content is not safe for work bait to advertise their Patreon, where they make an estimated 3K to 12K per month. Unfucking believable. Judging from their banner, you can see how incredibly similar it is to my artwork. From the eyes, face, and rendering, even to the angles, is the same as many of my older artworks. I fully believe that the artwork they post is heavily trained off of me. Even if you're not familiar with my work, I believe it's very clear that the artwork posted is AI generated. My biggest problem with Mizika is their Patreon and how in such little time they can make so much money from a model that is trained off of my art. It feels like my bad. It feels like such a big slap to the face seeing my 8 years of learning art was a waste of time if someone could steal it all in 5 months. Jesus Christ, dude. Below are some more images comparing my art style to Mizika's. I'll make more if need be. So as you can see, this is the original right here, all this shit here. And then you see this very, very similar stuff. Oh my God, bro. Wow. I can already tell just by looking at it just off these pictures. Artworks from here. Same rendering, same eye style, same colored line art, same triangular eyelashes, same noses, same head shape, who stole Nutella. And then of course the not safe for work. Wow. But yeah, I feel so terrible for this artist because they don't deserve this. 8 years of their work getting fucked up down the drain because of an AI account making money off of their likeness. Like, I feel for any artist that has to go through this. Any of them. God forbid this kind of shit happens. So, yeah, if you want to show love to the artist, feel free. They definitely do make some good content. I'll see if I could showcase what they're looking like. So, as you can see, this is what they have going on. So, I'll post a couple of their links. I'll post a couple of their stuff, after stream, so you can see. Alright. Now, they say this here. The upgrades editions for Yakuza 0 is $15. Yakuza Kiwami, $2. Yakuza Kiwami 2, free upgrade. My opinion, not worth it. And this says right here, you supported the Yakuza series physically? Well, here's your reward, which is a punch to the face. Unbelievable. Oh, unbelievable. Doesn't apply to physical versions. I mean, it's only a matter of time until they hit me with a Like a Dragon, like literally the same Like a Dragon I have, Yakuza 7 game. It's only a matter of time until they hit me with that one for no goddamn reason. Wait till the PS6 comes out, they're gonna go and hit you with that upgrade. If you got a physical version, you can't get it. So, in more news, let's look at some actual fucking good news for once. Dolphin got some good news. Your prayers have been heard. We are proud to announce that Retro Achievements is now available on Dolphin Android for GameCube games, and we're coming in March. So in March, just like how you would see on the PCSX2 at times that I have, you're now going to be able to get, but the PS5 ain't that old. So are you sure? Are you sure it's not that old? We're about to start getting there. Before you know it, the pandemic fucked up everyone's timeline. And I understand why. Yeah, I mean, it is 5 years old, but hey, look, before you know it, give it about 2027, 2028, they're going to start trying to release these new consoles, bro. 2027, 2028, they're going to start trying to release these new consoles. Sony needs to everybody needs to calm the hell down. First off, they should calm the hell down off of this right here, right now. They need to calm down off the fact that nobody cares about the Xbox games. Nobody really cares that much about the PlayStation games either. They only care so much about these games as off their first party titles, and I'm talking specifically about PlayStation. And even then, that's not holding that much weight anymore. Now, I get it, there's God of War, and I get it, there's The Last of Us. I get it when it goes to Ratchet and Clank. I get that shit, but then after that, say if it weren't for those games, if they didn't have these first party games, PlayStation would be in the shitter. And a part of it is because of this era of gaming right now, where there's barely any creativity that's going on with it. Now, there's only so few games that give you that thrill of what you're looking for. Case in point, Battlefield 6, which I'm going to end up playing in a little bit. That game gives you that thrill, that fun that you want. Now, it might even be a short-term one, but it still gives you that fun that you're looking for, even for a long-term thing. I've been said this, Omega. I've been said this, and I'm tired of sounding like a broken record once again. That's why I said, look, when it goes to certain stuff, I'm not going to talk about it no more. Because I already sound like a broken record when it goes to talking about these specific topics. When it goes to shit like when it goes to Sony, when it goes to shit like Windows, when it goes to shit like hell, even the NFL as of late. I'm tired of talking, speaking like a broken record because look, I've straight said this. Sony should have been did this where they'd be like, you know what? We're gonna go ahead and start reviving old classics. If Ratchet and Clank was any indication, that's what we need to do is start reviving old classics. Let's start trying to do one for Jak and Daxter. Let's start trying to do one for Sly Cooper. Let's start trying to do one, for a couple of our dead IPs. Hell, what is it? That one game I never played for the PlayStation 3. I know, because I had a PS3 late. It's not Uncharted. It's not that. What the fuck was it? It's on the tip of my tongue. It's on the tip of my tongue for what this game was. Oh, let me look up the character. I know the character's name, ironically. There you go, Infamous. God, bro, it was on the tip of my fucking tongue. So, yeah, they need to do more with Infamous. I think they stopped with that one game on the PS4. After that, they said, screw it. I think I have that game, too, and I still haven't played it yet. So, yeah, you got Infamous they could do more of. You know what I mean? They got their options. PlayStation always got their options. They just want to find whichever it is to make the money the fastest, the best way. They don't care about consumers like they used to. And it's a damn shame that they don't. I don't know what happened over time, but they don't care about consumers like they used to. All I can mention is this. That whole thing with the Xbox One release back in 2012, 2013 caused such a serious domino effect that I don't even think we're going to be able to recover from. I don't think we're going to recover from it. And if we do, it'll be well into the future that we will recover from it. I really believe that was the beginning of the end for console gaming right there for what happened in 2013. And the sad part is, I'm going to be honest with you, Xbox was thinking long term when they did that, but it just wasn't the right place and it wasn't the right time when they did it. What's going on now with what they mentioned back in that 2013 E3, 2012, 2013 E3, it's already like come to pass. The only thing was no one was ready, and even I wasn't. I wasn't ready to part with physical games. I'm still not. I still have physical games. I think what happened with Sony is when they shut down the Japan branch for some damn reason. They didn't shut it down entirely, but they shut down a good chunk of it. I'm gonna tell you that now. They shut down a good chunk of it. I mean, look, I still miss having to play Gravity Rush, and they don't even do that no more. There's a ton of games that Sony has put in the back burner and they don't care about anymore. When we know damn well they can easily do more. They can easily put out more. They shut down Sony Computer Entertainment Japan. Oh wow, yeah. Oh yeah, they could easily bring that back. They can just as easily bring that back, but you want to know what? They're not going to. And it's a damn shame, but they're just not going to. Don't know why they did that, but they're not going to. They're just not. But we'll see what'll happen. We'll see what'll happen in the future right now in gaming. All I know is this though, it ain't looking too bleak, it ain't looking too good. Gravity Rush is cooked because Japan Studio shut down. Only Japan Studio that came back was Freedom Wars. How you doing, Masa? This is what happens when you let businessmen who don't play games try to run companies. And that's why it's more than imperative for me personally. I'm going to say this right now. It's more important for this that when I say this is not just, I wanted to really shake up gaming as a whole. I hope and pray to God that the Steam machine, shakes up gaming as a whole. Do I expect it to be very successful? Not quite, but I expect it to do enough damage to where, look, Sony and Nintendo is going to have to start paying attention. Because I say this, look no further than having a quote-unquote PC that acts as a console, but yet you can play as many games as you want with no fucking restrictions. And I mean no restrictions as in, okay, if you want to play PS2 and GameCube games and Wii games and 3DS games, that's what that would be for. That's what having the emulator there would be for. Plus on top of this right here with the retro achievements, that would be fucking phenomenal. Having shit like that involved, having PC gaming at your beck and call at a moment's notice, and only thing you would have to do is just make one fucking purchase of what, $600 to $700. You're not paying for any, and this is where I think most of the issue stems when it goes to these gaming companies nowadays, is they want you to not only get the console, but they want to make damn sure that they want to keep you locked into their infrastructure by making you pay for it. So you're paying more than what you initially paid for with the console in due time. Like right now, I'm paying what, $10 a month when it goes to PlayStation, and $3, $5 a month when it goes to Nintendo. Really, I should just put it in for a year. But you see where that issue stems from. Just off these memberships alone, it's giving these companies more and more reasons to be lazy and not want to create anything new, create anything that can get your attention, or create anything old school. Like actually port these old games that we have that we love and put them in the new console already. Like PlayStation kind of did this when it went to the Warriors, and y'all know I played the Warriors a while back. I love playing the Warriors. If anything, I would love to do a co-op version with that game. PlayStation decided, oh, okay, so you want to play the Warriors? Hey, fine, you can play the Warriors at a price. At a price. They'll make you sit up there, not only pay for that PlayStation Plus thing, but they'll make you pay extra just so you can play the classic games. I'm not a fan of that. Bandai gave me my favorite JRPG back. What game is this? All I need Gravity Rush 2 to do. Oh, Tales of Xillia? Oh, right. Tales of Xillia, actually, for me, I have a bit of an issue with Bandai. And it's not really when it goes to Tales of Xillia. In fact, I have Tales of Xillia, and I'm playing it right now on the PC. My issue is, why the hell does Tales of Berseria have a remaster when it doesn't deserve one? Like, that's a big swing and a miss. I thought these remasters were about taking these old games that they already have and putting them up for modern consoles, which, again, goes to my point. This is what I'm mad at PlayStation and even Nintendo for. You have Star Fox. Funny enough, I'm going to go ahead and mention this. You have Star Fox at your beck and call right now. You could put that out. You could put out these I mean, you kind of can with the Nintendo Online thing. But they could have did this where it's like, oh, okay, you want to play Star Fox Assault? You want to play Star Fox Adventure? I don't know. Let's put them up for modern consoles. I mean, like, let's put up for our Switch right now. They can just buy it separately. But no, they want you to do more with that Nintendo Switch Online membership, which I'm not buying, and I'm never buying. If it means the Berseria PC port isn't dog shit, I'll take it. To be honest, it's not. I played Berseria like 3 times. It wasn't an issue with the PC ported game. In fact, I enjoyed it. I absolutely enjoyed it. In fact, I even enjoyed it more when I was able to put mods on there. I had no problem with that. I can make a case and say, okay, there was probably an issue here and there when it went to frame rate, but I easily fixed that. Nothing that mods can't fix. Now, if there's a PC port of a Tales game that needs to get fixed, that's Tales of Zestera. That shit needs to get fixed. That shit is actually terrible. Not gonna lie to you. That shit is bad. Heard nothing but negative when it went to that game. Now, it's only a matter of time until they remaster that one if you're going to take Tales of Berseria and do that. Zestera is ass anyway. Exactly. I mean, yeah. Yeah, pretty much. It's not good. One of the very few bad Tales of games that was actually put out in history, in my opinion. One of the very few. And there's a lot of good Tales of games you could hop into. But yeah, I want to see... I haven't played Tales of Arise yet to find out. I only played it about a little bit. But I will say this, though. I do want to see Tales of Xillia 2 actually come to PC. Because guess what? That gives me all the more of a reason to get rid of some of these games I got in the PS3 and put in more games. I got a jailbroken PS3, and I would like to be able to get rid of a couple of this stuff. Just because I already have it on the PC. Any reason I have to not use a PC, any reason I have to not use the jailbroken PS3 is great. Okay? I'll take that as a plus, and I will deal with it. Like, right now, I would still use the PS3 just so if I want to play, I would only use it just to play Metal Gear Solid 4. And that's it. Really, that's all I could think of. Or I could play the Sly Cooper collection here and there. That's really it. Alright. Next thing to talk about. We're gonna talk about Pokemon, apparently. Thank you, Winter, for giving me this. What's going on with Pokemon?
So, it looks like the Stop Killing Games initiative was right all along. Funny that, isn't it? to think, after all that time Pirate Software spent killing his career to disprove this pro-consumer movement, we finally have a game that's a perfect example. And what's more, it's from a series I personally love to hate. Pokemon. In general, most Pokemon topics do amazing on my channel. In general, as of this recording, in approximately about 3 days, on November 30th, Pokemon Unite will be shut down in specific regions. If you don't know, Pokemon Unite is a 2021 free-to-play multiplayer game, Battle Arena.
Wait, what? They're shutting that down? Wow. You know why I'm shocked they're shutting that down? And I specifically remember this. Fuyu played the living hell out of this game. Now, it was probably to get a couple of things, but she played the living hell out of this game, even to the point where it was pissing her off. So I'm shocked that they're even getting rid of this. So we'll look at this a little bit more as to why.
A video game developed by Timmy Studio Group and published by the Pokemon Company. It's for Android and iOS, and it's also on the Switch, which lets you know that Nintendo considers the Switch a mobile device. Okay, at one point, this game was nominated for Best Mobile Game. But before we get into this discussion, quick reminder, why don't you hit the subscribe button? Because we are so close to 118,000 subs. I'm trying to get to 120 before the end of the year. Why? Well, just to prove to myself that I could do it. And also because you'll get to see me on camera playing guitar if we get to 120K. That's right. Physical video of Frit jamming, and no V2 model with toe hair, and no funny edits or actual effort and work. So if you want that effortless slop, smash subscribe. That was probably the worst way to promote my channel. Anyway, let's get to the news. Now, this news is actually not really that fresh, but I just wanted to remind everyone because it kind of flew under the radar, and the shutdown date is very close by, and it's important that people know about this because Stop Killing Games was correct in what they were trying to do. As you can see here, Pokemon Unite shutting down in Belgium and Netherlands November 30th. A lot of Pokemon fans.
Okay, that's all I need to see. That's actually pretty fucking crazy. So, what, tomorrow? Damn. Well, damn. That's rough. That is fucking rough. Even so, we don't care about this game. That's still fucking rough to the point where people that did play this game is going to be losing this for good. Just like how it was when it went to The Crew, where it was just getting shut down and, you know, nobody was down with it being shut down at all. The way that I look at it is this. That whole Stop Killing Games thing is going to be a real valuable asset when it goes to preservation. We just don't know when and where it's really going to hit. It already hit with The Crew, but I don't know where else it's going to hit where it's most important. Yeah, but it's a mobile, so that one isn't surprising. The Crew is an actual game you pay for. Yeah, it is, and it was only online. It was an online-only car racing game, which is a damn shame that, you know, this was all it took to get that game up and running. Thank you, modders. Thank you, modders. You know what I mean? That's pretty much crazy to me. But yeah, this whole thing with it, I mean, nobody really cares about a mobile game anymore, particularly one that was pissing people off, and it was pissing me off. But I will say for sure, it's still a damn shame in general, because even though we don't care about it, there's still people that do care about it, and they do want to play it, and they do want to have fun with it. So, you know, it is what it is. So we'll see what will happen with that in the coming months. See how people care about it. See how much they care about it. When it comes to shutting down games, Yep, Ubisoft is absolutely public enemy number one, but don't get me started with them. Don't get me started with them. They shut down a couple games I wanted them to keep around. You already know, Omega. You already know. Alright. So, more to talk about. Windows. Particularly Windows 11. Windows 11 had a couple issues over the past week. So it's only right that I try to cover it to see what the hell these issues are. Windows 11's faster file explorer, which is preloaded, is still slower than Windows 10's, and it uses additional RAM. That's not good. Especially considering if you're on Windows 11 right now and you're having to go through this. Now, y'all already know what my issues are when it goes to Microsoft, when it goes to Windows in particular, is they're really pushing this whole thing to really want to make people start using these. And we already talked about this earlier, but they're really pushing it to make people want to start using these AI features that are well within the desktop of itself. Like, they want you to really start using that Copilot. They want you to really start using as much AI stuff as they can. But here's the bigger issue. The bigger issue I have is not only is all this shit intrusive, but now it's not only intrusive to where it's making you use up more of your computer while you're on idle, for fuck's sakes. Like, you could not do something and all of a sudden your memory will be up to like almost spiking 80%. It already feels that way initially anyway. This is just before it loads up. There's a reason why I personally felt like the minute this whole thing happened where they shut off Windows 10, that it was going to cause a shift in how people start using their computers. Like, it truly was. Whether that meant having to stay on Windows and deal with it, whether that meant reverting back to Windows 10 and not getting any more updates, whether that meant having to get a Mac computer, or whether that meant having to switch over to Linux. This whole thing with Windows 11 is such a fucking fail to the point where it's not starting to get any better. It's really not. And it's a damn shame, because I feel for people that have to use this shit every day, whether it's for their work environment, whether it's for being an artist and you do artwork, having to use Windows 11. Hopefully you don't, but I will understand if you have no choice when Windows 10 doesn't have any updates anymore. You know, I feel for people that each and every day they have to get on here and they have to stay on here knowing that at a moment notice Microsoft could fuck your whole day up off some dumb shit. And the thing is, that's not the only issue that they have. I'm not talking about this. Let me get rid of that. I put down Microsoft broken here just so I could find this. They finally admits that almost all major Windows 11 core features are broken, and he says they're trying to work on a fix, but it has provided a couple workarounds to deal with the issue. There shouldn't be a workaround problem to begin with. You should know what the fuck you're getting yourself into. You should know what the issues are. I mean, at one point, last I checked, one of their updates started bricking hard drives. Last I checked. To the point where people couldn't get on. And what makes it worse is your ass can't revert back to these. You have to deal with it. You have to sit there and take it. And Masa, I don't blame you for not upgrading. Absolutely. Absolutely don't blame you. The only big issue that I'm having with this right now when it goes to this whole Windows thing is they gave you no more updates, no more support, no nothing. And they really made sure of this by sitting up there and telling every gaming company as much as possible, look, start telling these people to upgrade to Windows 11. Like, they really did that. They told this for Capcom. They told this for EA, especially when with the Battlefield 6 coming out. They told this with, as many companies as they could. Even, I think it's the same thing for Halo as well. Where they told 343 this and they had to do the same thing. This push to get people on an operating system that no one fucks with is the reason, a big reason, that I'm going to go ahead and point this out. I'm going to go ahead and say this right here. Trying to push people into an operating system that no one fucks with is the reason why this right here for Linux, Zorin OS got over 1 million downloads in just over a month. They said, alright, fuck it. If I can't get updates from Windows 10 anymore, and if Windows 11 is ass, I got the options whether or not do I want to switch to Windows 10 or do I want to take my ass to Linux and see what it can bring me. And 1 million people said, fuck it, we're going to take our ass to Linux. That's fucking terrible. Now, I'm not going to show it for too long, but we're going to find out and see why 1 million people said, fuck it, we're just going to come over here. We're just going to check it out real quick. Why did 1 million people say, fuck it, let's go over to Zorin OS. Let's go over to Linux.
This using a free program called...
Let me see.
From this menu, we can go to...
And I can see why already. They said, fuck it, we want the closest that we can get to Windows 10, and this is as close as they got. Just off of the desktop, from how it looked. It's very similar to Windows 10 already. So, off this alone, I completely get it. I completely understand why. Oh, and also they gave you a better browser. The only thing I don't fuck with that browser is having AI built into it, but at this point, everything's about to have AI built into it. Now, this is where the biggest fear everyone would have, is having to use the terminal. But my thing is, when it goes to this, if 1 million people got in there, then that means you don't have to worry about the terminal almost at all. The only time you should worry about the terminal is if you want to get in there. If you you should want to do it. You know, like how it was with Windows, where you should want to use the command prompt. You know, to access certain shit. That's what having YouTube videos are for. But yeah, Windows right now, not in the best of state for everyone. And this goes back to what I was saying earlier when it went to the Steam machine, hoping that it breaks boundaries. You can see already here. Obviously, games run better on there. Which, I'm not shocked. Because I could give y'all a prime example of how good a game can run on there. Let me go ahead and tell you this. If any of y'all remember me playing a lot of Need for Speed Unbound at the time, the biggest issue I had when I was trying to run Need for Speed Unbound, particularly on Windows, is when... This is on Windows 10, by the way. This is I wasn't even on Windows 11 yet. This happened on 10. I don't know if they fixed it then, but this happened on 10. Whereas, if I would be playing for like 40 to 50 minutes, maybe even to an hour, the game would freeze and crash on me. And this was with this last update. It was with the lockdown update where you had to have a whole battle royale when it went to the cops and robbers and shit just to retrieve cars and get out of there. This is a very fun game type, I can tell you that right now. Somehow with Need for Speed they made that work. But each and every time I tried to get a specific car, luckily I don't know how I was able to escape with this with the BMW M3 GTR, but for some fucking reason the game would crash on me. And I would lose everything right there. I take my ass over to Linux, it's not a problem anymore. It doesn't even crash on me, it doesn't even freeze on me. So whatever the fuck is going on, it's a problem that Microsoft, for me, has to fix. Because I get it, not everyone's going to want to move over to a new operating system. Not everyone's going to want to even upgrade to your current operating system. They're going to want to stick where they're at. And I absolutely don't blame people for doing so. But Microsoft is a big component for a lot of things, particularly when it goes to gaming. And if they can't get it figured out, then look, you're just opening the door to tell everyone, look, it's only a matter of time until either Linux or Mac gets their shit together, and then they're just gonna, I don't know, throw it over Microsoft's head and be like, look, we're the best OS and we're the best operating system in town now. It's not you anymore. And from right now, from how that's looking, it ain't looking too good. By the way, I'm just going to say this here, just a little off topic. I'm tired of people saying this, talking about Valve makes SteamOS a legit desktop alternative. You already have one. They just don't realize it because they want it to be Valve to do it. I don't think Valve running an operating system is the best idea. Like, to its fullest extent, is the best idea. And if they want that, you have Bazite right there that's right in front of your face that runs everything that you would want a SteamOS to do. That's just me, so I'll just keep it at that. Alright, I think that's the last I'll go ahead and talk about when it goes to Windows. We have one more thing to talk about, and then after that we're going to be talking about some sports. We have Splitgate. Apparently Splitgate is doing something interesting. This was 6 days ago. And I said I wasn't going to talk about it for long. This is when it goes to any of these videos. I don't talk about these videos for long. I don't have these videos hang up for long because I'm not watching the full video. I only want the context of what the person is talking about. That's all I ask for. So hopefully we'll get that context because we know how it be in the first like a minute or so. They'll start promoting their own content and then they'll talk about it. So let's see what's going on here.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the day live streams, I do stream Monday through Saturday over
biggest issue I'm already
menu
having.
screen. When you see this new menu screen, it's very solid. They added in the Railgun from Splitgate 1. They also reintroduced another classic map from Splitgate 1. So that's really awesome. So when relaunch comes through, we're going to have at least a couple of brand new maps for, newcomers to Splitgate 2. Not brand new maps for people who've been playing Splitgate for a long time, but still, content's content. But overall, these playtests were not bad whatsoever, and I feel like, the final product here and the final playtest is extraordinarily solid compared to the base Splitgate 2 experience, and I'm going to be real. This is coming from someone who actually really enjoyed Splitgate 2 before they went back to, beta and started to retest with everything. I had like 400 plus hours within Splitgate 2. I'm not lying to you guys. I was literally obsessed. I love this game a ton, and I thought the core formula of Splitgate 2 was really solid. And when I heard that they're going back to beta, and a lot of things are going to be shooken up a little bit, it worried me. It really did. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It really worried me because I really enjoyed the core formula the developers put together, and I was kind of stressed that by the time they finished changing all of these things, it might reintroduce the Splitgate 1 crowd, but the people who actually really liked Splitgate 2, the ones who were sticking around for it, were going to end up leaving because it's not going to please them. It's one of those scenarios I was worried that they're not going to be able to please everyone, They got.
And I'm going to be honest, that shouldn't, and I'm going to stop right there, okay? If you're worried that a game isn't going to please everyone, you're looking in the wrong direction entirely. Not every game is going to please everyone. Let's start there. Not everyone's going to like, say for an example, not everyone's going to like Monster Hunter. Not everyone is going to like Halo. Not everyone's gonna like NBA 2K. Not everyone's gonna like NHL. Not everyone's gonna like God of War. Not everyone's gonna like Ratchet and Clank. Not everyone's gonna like Assassin's Creed, rightfully so, by the way, because considering where it's been. Not everyone is gonna like these games. What doesn't matter is you trying to please everyone, because then that's where you already have your big problem. What does matter is you trying to get back on stable ground from what you were. And that's where I feel like with Splitgate 2 is where they fucked themselves up with this. It's specifically that announcement. And I would hate for that announcement to be their downfall. When they did what they did, I would hate for that to be their downfall. And hopefully and it's a good thing right now, they're not letting it go that route. It shouldn't go that route. Now, you said they apparently got rid of faction abilities. A lot of things getting overhauled. You know what? Yeah. And I think it's the best thing, Omega, is when you're sending me this stuff, I don't want it to come from a video. I want it to come in the form of patch notes. Because I'm not going to look at a full 11-minute video. Having to hear from a guy that's the first minute is already promoting their content. And I have nothing against Jay Bowen. But I need to see if there's like patch notes or whatever when it goes to this stuff. You said they're 100% working their asses off on making a comeback, and that's good, as they should. They recognize their fuck up. Everyone should. Just like how Halo recognized their fuck up. 343 recognized their fuck up, and they did as much as they could to put as much content back into the game. But where, and that's for another day with how I feel with Halo, with one of their biggest issues still is. But when companies like this recognize their mistake, they have no choice but to fix it. Could you imagine? How could there be patch notes? The game is still in beta. There's plenty of games that still have patch notes, or have things that they tell you. Especially for a free-to-play game, they still have things to have shit that they tell you with what's going on, and they'll still release it for the public. Case in point, Warframe is one of them. So that's no excuse. Destiny is another. So that's no excuse. Granted, Destiny was paid for at one point. A newsletter, yes. Yes. However they go about it, but yes. They still should have these, so that way they tell you. How did he get this information and know about all this? Because there's no way he could have gotten this beforehand. The dev didn't tell him this. He had to have gotten this from a newsletter or whatever the hell it is going on with it, that they tell you, okay, this is what's going on with the game. Here's what we're fixing. Here's what we're readjusting. So if there's any newsletters or something like that, hopefully you could send me those. But there's no way he gets all this info by himself, and this isn't, told to everyone else. So, yeah, with Splitgate 2, I hope it continues to be good. I hope it continues to do good, be good, get back to where it was. Because they fucked themselves up on that launch. And they have a lot to atone for. The best they have to atone for is one of their own inspirations being Halo. It's already it's fucked up well beyond belief. Nobody cares about it anymore. Only thing they want is a game that plays similar to Halo. They don't want a game that, they want a game that plays similar to Halo, that they could find and take over and have fun with. That's really it. Because Halo can't do it anymore. They're practically that old grandpas that's just barely able to walk. I want it to be better since Delta Force is filling the void at the moment. Right. Rightfully so. Now, if you don't mind having to send me news on that, go right ahead. But, yeah, case in point, Splitgate needs to be better. Alright. So, last thing to talk about, some sports. We gotta talk about some sports. Now, before I cover the shit that happened in Week 13, I don't think I covered anything that happened in Week 12, so I'll make it quick. Bills versus the Texans. Texans beat the Bills 23-19, which was pretty crazy. That was definitely a marquee game for the Texans. The Bills, though, and this is going to be a common theme I'm going to be looking at with these teams that are, either getting up there in rank or slipping. The Texans right now are 6-5, and they can still control their own fate if they continue to win games. But I have a feeling with them, it's not going to be too much that they're going to be really trying to do. They're just going to be playing spoilers throughout most of the year. Chiefs beat the Colts 23-20. We'll definitely talk about them later. Seahawks beat the Titans 30-24. Packers rout the Vikings 23-6. The Packers for me are cooked, but not as much as the Vikings. Vikings are just straight up terrible nowadays. Ravens beat the Jets 23-10 to the shock of no one. Lions escape versus the Giants 34-27. This one I'm going to really try to pay attention to when it goes to the Lions, because so far they've been on a slippery slope. At least for me. They won one, they lose one. We'll see what will happen with the next game. Bears beat the Steelers 31-28. We're definitely going to talk about the Bears in a bit. 49ers beat the Panthers 29. I don't care about covering the rest of this. Of course, Cowboys beating the Eagles 24-21. So far, it's looking like it's not looking too good. If you're an Eagles fan, and I'm gonna definitely cover all that there is to cover when it goes to the Eagles, best believe, because we're about to get into that now. All right, so Packers beat the Lions 31-24. This is why I said right now with the Lions, they're on a slippery slope for me, because at one point they'll win a game and then they'll look a little suspect. So the Lions for me, they're in a weird place. Like, they can still get in the playoffs. It's just, I don't know. It's like, I can't trust the Lions, man. I can't trust them. Jordan Love went 18 of 30 and threw for 4 touchdowns. 18 of 30. Didn't even complete 20 passes. He had 30 attempts, and he only completed 18 of them and still had 4 touchdowns. Jared Goff had a more efficient game and still lost. Like, I don't trust the Lions, man. And I'm going to definitely not trust them when it goes to next week. Cowboys beat the Chiefs. The Cowboys Cowboys not only beat the defending champs, which, you had a feeling they were going to split the series, but then they also beat the Chiefs. Right now, the Cowboys are riding an emotional high because of what happened with Marshawn Kneeling. But here's one thing that needs to be understood. Okay? There's a reason why the Cowboys are 6-5-1. If they had won a good chunk of their games, maybe then it'd be a different story for them. But right now, they're in position where they could fuck up like at least 3 to 4 teams, including the Eagles themselves, because the Eagles are slipping. They're 2 games off of catching the division lead. Not only are they 2 games off of catching the division lead, but then also they had that tie versus the Packers, which is holding a lot of weight, not only for the Packers, but for the Cowboys themselves. They're in a weird position, but one that they control their own destiny, but another is the fact that they control 4 to 5 other teams' destinies. And if they lose so much as a game, they so much as lose a game or 2, and it's over for them. That's the position they're in. The only way they won't lose any more than they already have is if the Eagles continue to fuck up. Their spot to get in the playoffs right now, is they need to catch the Eagles in the division, and they're 2 games off from doing it. 3 games off, I'm sorry. Because the Eagles right now, they have a better record. Right now is the key word in that statement. But, Dak Prescott going 27-39, 320 yards, 2 touchdowns, and interceptions. CeeDee Lamb had 7 receptions, 112 yards, and touchdowns. I'm going to be honest with you, CeeDee Lamb's looking like a wide receiver too. And it's George Pickens, on the other hand, that's looking like a wide receiver 1. And it's getting really interesting with how life over there in Dallas is looking. So, we'll see what will happen. But this is what I do know. Right now, the Cowboys have a big game coming up next week. One that, obviously, every game for them is a must-win. But this one's probably the biggest must-win yet. Because I can tell you this right now. When you take a look at their schedule, this is who they have. They have the Vikings. That's an easy W. If they're continuing this trajectory. They have the Vikings, that's an easy W. They have the Chargers, that's an easy W. They have the Commanders, that's an easy W. And they have the Giants, that's an easy W. All 4 of their games coming up right after this is all winnable. They could sneak in and just as easily take the division. But if they drop a game or two, if they play down to their opponent, their season is over. But this win right here against the Chiefs, this was their toughest opponent. You can make a case right now this was their toughest opponent. So we'll see what will happen heading into next week versus the Lions. But right now, the Cowboys right now are the dangerous team, or a very dangerous team if they get in the playoffs. Hell, they're a dangerous team threatening to get in the playoffs. My bad. They're not a dangerous team when they get in it, because we know what happens when they do get in it. They fold. But when it goes to them trying to get in, when they got nothing to lose right now, dangerous. Bengals beat the Ravens 34-14. This was not what I was expecting. I was expecting this score to be the other way around. Lamar Jackson is not looking like the same player he was. I can tell you that right now. Not looking like the same player that we're used to seeing. Whatever the hell's going on with Lamar Jackson, hopefully they can figure it out, because right now, it ain't looking too hot. It's not looking too hot. It's not looking too good for him. I mean, like, they'll squeak out a win here and there, but it's just not looking too good. You know what I mean? So hopefully for them, they're able to get it together, because I don't know. Right now, it's pretty bleak for the Ravens. They could still win their division, but nobody's gonna care about them when they're in the wild card. I can tell you that right now. They might be looking like free eats. Now here's the big one that I'm sure people want me to cover, and they can't wait to talk about. The Eagles drop to 8-4 versus the Bears, who increased to 9-3. The Bears win 24-15. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's not much for me to talk about, because I'm tired of sounding like a fucking broken record. What is there for me to talk about with this Eagles team that I haven't already covered for the past 2 to 3 weeks? So, if you were expecting it to be exciting, there's nothing to be excited about. Nothing for me to, to talk about, to yell about, to scream about. Because I've already said this when it went to the Eagles. The biggest issue I have starts with the offensive coordinator position. Now, I understand the offensive line is absolutely looking shitty and terrible. And the coaching is looking absolutely shitty and terrible. The defense did not have a good game this game. But you know what? The defense, I'm going to give them a pass. You want to know why? Because the defense been holding it down throughout most of the year, while the offense, for some reason, is still sitting on their ass not doing anything. This feels like this feels worse than 2023. And here's the Eagles' schedule, and I don't even know how it's going to look for them right now. I really don't know. The Eagles have the Chargers, Raiders. They haven't faced the Commanders yet this season. They're going to face them because that's going to be important for getting the division. But here's the problem. I don't even know if the Eagles are going to be able to beat the Chargers. That's how less I feel when it goes to this team. That's how less I feel when it goes to this offense. It's not even the defense I'm worried about. It's the offense. This offense is worse than 2023's offense. And I don't even know if they can beat the Chargers. I'll be happy if we do. But I'll tell you what, right now, our offense will be able to beat the Raiders. Maybe. Just maybe beat the Raiders. And that feels like our only winnable game Because the Commanders, you already know, division rivals, they're going to fight each other to the death. And then the Bills, they might be on the outside looking in, looking at a playoff spot. And then we got the Commanders again at the end of the season. It's not that the Eagles can't take the division. They can easily win the division. But the biggest question is, do you really believe that the Eagles can pull their head out of their ass on offense and get it together? I don't think so. And if they do, are they going to make a run for, are they going to repeat as Super Bowl champions? Which the answer is no. I can already tell you that. The season for me is already set in stone when I have my own head coach sitting up there and saying, oh, I don't see an issue with the offensive coordinator. Of course he's not. Of course he's not. Because that's his friend. Of course he won't see it that way. He won't see it that way until, of course, we get rid of him in the offseason. I'm already looking at us getting rid of him in the offseason. That's my main attraction right now with how this offense is. Like, I'm tired of my intelligence getting insulted when I look at this offense. That's how I feel. Now, I get it. Y'all want me to talk about Jalen Hurts, him having a bad game. Yes, he had a shit game. He should have threw that touchdown to Devontae Smith. But with how that shit's looking, it wouldn't have mattered all that much. He threw 2 touchdowns earlier. He threw a touchdown to A.J. Brown earlier. It didn't mean much when Jake Elliott missed that field goal. And I get it, he's having a pretty meh year, but you should expect that from a kicker that's not going to be automatic every time. My big issue, it stems from this offense. I have no faith in this offense. Whether it's the offensive line, whether it's the shit play calling and shit situations we put our team in on third down situations. We make it easy enough to where we got C.J. Gardner-Johnson coming into a talk show right after the game, and he didn't say anything, but all he did was wink his eye. And then the next thing you know, the man winks his eye, and it's like, how predictable was the Eagles' offense? He didn't say anything. All he did was just wink his eye. That should tell you enough. Terrible to feel that way. I haven't seen play calling this predictable since the 2014 offense. That's it. Till then, I know we got all these other games to cover, but the big game I want to pay attention to is really this Rams and Panthers game. Because look, the Panthers right now can catch the Rams slipping. And if they do, it's going to get real interesting. Now, are the Rams going to win this game? Absolutely. But don't take the Panthers lightly. I'm telling you, especially if Rams take the Panthers lightly, they can catch them slipping. Other than that, everything else throughout the rest of the week is pretty meh. But I mean, because if there's any good game to be had here, it's Bills and Steelers. Other than that, I don't think no one cares about Giants, Patriots. No one cares about Broncos and Commanders. No one cares about Raiders and Chargers. Now, granted, the games I'm saying we don't care about, they could end up being bangers before we know it. But these games coming up this Sunday is not looking too thrilling. Other than that, that's it. That's everything we have to cover throughout the rest of the week. Well, when it goes to stuff to talk about, till then, I will see y'all when I see you. I know we got Battlefield, and I know we got Lost Judgment. I'll be honest, I might be picking one of these games and just playing them for throughout the night. So I'll come back in like a couple hours, because I'll be honest, my feet is cooked. Having to clean up that Black Friday game took a lot out of me. Okay? A lot out of me. So we'll see what'll happen with which game I pick for this week. Till then, y'all take care of yourself. Later.